So I have good news and I have bad news. The good news is I saved 10% or more of my car insurance by switching to Geico. And the bad news is I may have forgot to hit the record button when I was doing a lot of the season stuff and showing you guys some of the rankings and player things. And I'm gonna own up, I messed up. And while I definitely messed up and I incredibly apologize for that, not everything is ultimately wrong because I wasn't planning to play the playoffs this season, which we did make, and I'll show you guys in a second. But let's look ahead the season awards really quickly, and again, I'll apologize again later. So Stephen Curry was your MVP. Your Rookie of the Year goes to DeAndre Ayton. Your Sixth Man of the Year goes to Dennis Schroeder. Your Defensive Player of the Year goes to Giannis Antetokounmpo. Your Most Improved goes to Julius Randle. And your All-NBA First Team, here's a good look at what everybody's going to be on that side of it. I'm going to skim through this really quickly. Second team, you see Harden, Oladipo, Leonard, Durant, Towns. On the third team, Damian Lillard, D'Angelo Russell, Paul George, Julius Randle, and Rudy Gobert, my twin. Defensive team, again, Rudy Gobert, Draymond, Giannis, Jimmy, and Victor. Second team is John Wall, Drew, Kawhi. Kind of weird to see Kawhi on the second team here. LeBron James and Hassan Whiteside. Your rookie first team is Jaren Jackson, Trae Young, Colin Sexton, Luka Doncic, and then DeAndre Ayton. That's a really good class so far. And then the second team is still really good. Marvin Bagley III, Mohamed Bamba, Wendell Carter, Michael Porter Jr., and then Shai is out there as well. I mean, that is a stacked first and second team. And if you thought anyone else besides Steve Kerr win the Coach of the Year, you were literally crazy because they added Boogie Cousins to what is arguably the greatest team of all time. So of course he won, as they got 67 games and won this season. Now, if you're wondering who the NBA champion was, it was the Toronto Raptors. They won 4-3 in game number 7. They get a big win. Kawhi Leonard played 42 minutes per game, had 36 points per game, averaged a double-double. He was on fire, but the Raptors are your number 1 seed in the East. With Boston, Virginia, Brooklyn. We ended up getting the 5th seed there, which is kind of cool. Again, we lost in the first round against Brooklyn. It is what it is. Again, we weren't planning to play the playoffs this season because we want to get into next year. But in season 2, 3, 4, and beyond, we will play every game of the playoffs. You'll see kind of condensed highlights, but it'll still be really cool. Rounding out the Eastern Conference, though, Indiana at 6, Detroit at 7, and then number 8 were the Chicago Bulls. If we go over to the Western Conference, you see Milwaukee at 8. Again, Milwaukee's in the Western Conference because we are in the Eastern Conference. We'll fix that in season 2, I promise you. New Orleans, Phoenix, Utah, the Lakers, Oklahoma City, Houston, and then the Golden State Warriors, obviously, at 67 and 15, are your number 1 seed. Now, the big thing we want to talk about, though, is the mock draft. And is where do we think we're going to basically be? Now, again, we're going after Ja Morant. The kid is unreal. Athleticism through the roof. His three-point shooting getting better, not where I want it to be, but his playmaking through the roof. So, right now, the Celtics are sitting at number 1 and number 2, potentially having Zion and RJ Barrett. That's kind of wild. Hornets are listed at 3. You see Timberwolves at 4, Hawks at 5, 6 is the Magic, 7 is where we're currently slated. We would get Johnson Porter, which we don't want him. The guy that we want is slated right now at number, oh, where's he at? He's at number 10 right now. He's climbing up the boards, which again makes me nervous. We have a foolproof plan though, because look, if you go down here a little bit, we have the number 20 overall pick. If for whatever reason Ja Morant goes before our pick at number, where are we at? At number 7, what I'm planning to do is package up our 7th overall pick and then our 20th overall pick, try to trade for Ja, and then maybe throw in another player as well to kind of entice them. We will get him, I promise you. So now that we've officially caught up and all the stuff that I forgot to record has now been, covered again. Dirk Nowitzki, Vince Carter, Jason Terry, Pau Gasol, Manu Ginobili, who played for the Cavs. Again, that is so weird to me, but he was there. Kyle Korver, Udonis Haslem, Al Jefferson. Some big names here and there, but overall, nobody too crazy that we wouldn't have expected to retire. And something that makes me incredibly sad is Greg Popovich has now said goodbye to the NBA. He is riding off into the sunset, and we hate to see it. Out of your retired players this year, there are 2 that make 100% to actually be Hall of Fame inductees. You get Dirk Nowitzki and you get Vince Carter. Storied careers, incredible players, and they absolutely both deserve it. And as if you imagine anything different, Manu Ginobili has his number retired and Dirk Nowitzki also has his number retired. The big thing that I mentioned to you guys is that we were in the Eastern Conference, Milwaukee was in the Western Conference, and we have now fixed that. We're rightfully where we belong, and so is Milwaukee. Now this is the big moment. It is the NBA draft lottery. What is going to happen? I don't know, but again, we want to make sure we're at least number 7. If we're below that, like 6 or 5, that's great, but I need the 7th overall pick in this draft lottery. Let's see what happens. So the unfortunate news is that I thought we would have gotten, the number 7 pick, but we went back a slot to number 8. So we have the number 8 pick. The Cavs go 1, the Clippers go 2, the Grizzlies go 3. I'm pretty sure that the Celtics have the maybe Cavaliers pick, or they have at least the Clippers and the Grizzlies pick. So they're going to have multiple draft picks for themselves. Now what's wild is there must have been protections on those draft picks because the Celtics get screwed out of a really good year. Zion Williamson is probably heading to Cleveland. They have the number 1 overall pick. So LeBron James left. Zion Williamson probably going to be coming back. The Clippers are probably going to get RJ Barrett, Kevin Porter Jr. slated for 3. The Hornets goes to 4. We are again at number 8, but as long as our boy Ja Morant does not go up any further in anyone's projections, we should be able to get him. It is the biggest night of the NBA season. The Cavaliers have the number 1 pick. You guys know that we're sitting at number 8. Zion is officially a member of the Cleveland Cavaliers. Look, as someone who lives in Cleveland, I'm not mad at that at all. I'll be there to buy some tickets for sure. Up next, you're gonna have the Los Angeles Clippers. Look, this is the franchise that needs somebody big, and they go as big as you can possibly get in the draft with Bo here at number 2, 7'3". Little injury concern, but the dude can shoot, the dude can hoop. His father played in the NBA. We'll see what he can do, see if he can be better. Memphis Grizzlies at 3. Obviously go RJ Barrett, 6'7", 202 pounds. He's a volume shooter, but I like RJ Barrett a lot in Memphis. I think that'll be a really good fit for them overall. If they keep Mike Conley, that kid will have a lot of good opportunities there. At 4, the Charlotte Hornets. They need a big franchise player to play with Kemba. They go with shooting guard with Romeo Langford. Now, maybe Jeremy Lamb will get let go. Maybe Romeo Langford will sit for a year, but he's going to be a guy that I think can get impact minutes. Kemba's a great player to play with. Now he's another guard to give him a devastating backcourt. We move over here to number 5, Minnesota Timberwolves. They've got a lot of good people. They go point guard here with Darius Garland out of Vanderbilt. Only 6'2". He can hoop. He's got some work to do overall, I think, on the turnover side, but Garland's big. Now look, this is where I'm getting nervous. Garland was the first point guard taken. I think the Magic potentially wanted him because they want to go point guard. There's no way that the Hawks should go point guard. They go Kevin Porter Jr. Makes so much sense here. If the Magic take Ja Morant, I'm going to fight someone. We've wanted this dude basically 90% of the season. It all comes down to this. Oh, they didn't take him. Okay. We're getting Ja Morant. It is official. Keldon Johnson from Kentucky, the shooting guard, goes to the Magic. They messed up. I think we're getting one of the best players in the draft right now. Of course, Zion and RJ are incredible, but we're about to take Ja Morant right here, right now. So we're going to choose our prospect. There he is. They're saying he's an 80 overall. I can't even tell how hyped I am. We could take Cam Reddish. We don't need him. We have Brandon Ingram. If we didn't have Brandon, I would probably go Cam. This is the point guard of the future. We finally got him. Ja Morant, 6'3", 175 pounds, and he's going to be our franchise point guard. The next Russell Westbrook with a better jump shot. I'm calling him right here. At pick number 20, I'm kind of incredibly surprised to see Charles Bassey available. Now, his name is spelled B-O-S-S-Y on 2K. That's because if we spell it with an A, well, 2K's language filters basically pick it up as an offensive name. So it's spelled Bossy here. Slight little thing. You have to get over it. I'm sorry, guys, but I think we're going to take Charles Bossy here. He's projected as 78 overall. We did all the scouting we possibly could on him. He's a center that can play a little bit of power forward. Looking at his projections here for his ratings, B- at 3-point scoring. I kind of like that. We get a little bit of a Joel Embiid with him. He's still pretty raw. There's a lot of work for him to do, but I mean, his rebounding is an A-. Post defense is a B. As a rookie, this is incredible. Athleticism needs a lot of work. Basketball IQ is good. His potential is an A-. His overall is a B. I think we got to go with him. He's 20 years old. He's got all the skills. Steven Adams is our center for sure, but maybe we can end up putting him a little bit as a backup center, power forward in year 1, and to see how he pans out. Dwight Powell's still good, but Charles Bassey might be the future. So the NBA draft has concluded, and I showed you guys a lot of the picks, so we'll kind of spot check a few here and there. Again, Zion going to Cleveland was the best case scenario for them. Bol at 2, RJ at 3, being the second highest rated player in the draft. You see again, Kevin Porter Jr., 78. I think he's going to be a steal, in my opinion. He's going to be devastating for the Hawks to have him, plus Trae Young. I'm a little jealous of that. Again, we got Ja Morant at number 8. A 78 overall there is fantastic. The Knicks took Cam Reddish, a great spot for him. He can blossom there with Porzingis and whoever plays point guard, whether it's Moutier or Frank. The Wizards take Naz Reid. You see Jonte Porter goes out here to 12 for the Heat. Trey Jones goes to the Spurs. A great pickup for the Spurs because they need that good young point guard to fill Tony Parker's shoes. And I think they're going to have Patty Mills in an expiring contract soon. Kobe White goes there. Nazir Little goes 16. I mean, there's a lot of good picks overall. This is a steal, though. 76 overall at number 20. I'm pretty happy with that. And then here's a look at the rest of the first round. I mean, solid picks. The guy from, I can never pronounce his last name, but I think he's from Gonzaga. He ends up being a 78 overall going to the Lakers. Doubt he plays much because LeBron plays small forward. And then Kevon Moore goes to the Storm. That was their only pick in the first round. Overall, I mean, look, Lewis King was a 76 overall, taking 29th. There were some steals in there for sure, but I like our draft. But leave me a comment down below and tell me how you think our draft went overall. Now for our team and our player options, I'm pretty happy with all the team options, right? We got Brandon Ingram back, we got Damian Dotson, Yogi Ferrell, Frank Mason. A lot of these guys are going to be experimental, but we still need them for the time being. What sucks is that Aaron Baines declined the option. I liked Aaron Baines, but the writing's on the wall. We got our young guy in Charles Bassey. He's going to be the future. Aaron Baines, though, would have been a great rotational center for us, but he decided to test free agency. Now, there's also some big news here as Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, and Jimmy Butler all declined their player options. You can see Julius Randle declined it, but no one really cares. Some big names for sure. Chris Middleton declined his. There's going to be some big players in free agency. Let's see how this one plays out. Now, I showed you guys that a lot of these people are in free agency and there's some big players out there, but something I noticed is that Durant's got offers, Kyrie Irving has offers, Kemba has no offers, but again, we have our young point guard that I want to try to run with. Marcus Cousins has an offer. Jimmy Butler has an offer. You know who doesn't actually have an offer? Klay Thompson doesn't have an offer, so let's just throw some money his way. Now, to try to free up a little bit of cap space to try to get Klay Thompson a max deal and entice him over here, we're going to go ahead and trade PJ Tucker for a 20 first-round draft pick from the Knicks. Now, it is top 5 protected, but with how the Knicks are staffing up, the players they've picked up, I don't think they're going to be a top 5 team, so we're going to get their draft pick that at least we could trade it or use it. And we don't even have a first-round draft pick next season, so we're going to trade PJ right here, right now, to the Knicks. Now, we tried to offer Klay Thompson. Just realized we didn't really have enough money. We're about $5 million short, can't really clear much off of the books, and we could not get Klay Thompson. He literally just told us to go play in traffic, so that was unfortunate. Now, because we couldn't get Klay Thompson, I'm still a little salty about that. We'll pay him back somehow, some way. We'll get him back, I promise. We ended up trying to sign EJ Montgomery out of Kentucky. The kid's actually pretty good. He has some good potential. He can shoot the 3 a little bit, so we're going to bring him in. 6'10", 228, all muscle. See how he fits into our roster. He could be a good guy off the bench, at least in the rotation. Now that free agency is done, let's see where some of the biggest names ended up going or where they ended up staying. Kevin Durant, the Snake, stayed in Golden State. Of course he did. Kawhi Leonard went back to the Raptors. Smart move for him. I mean, he is the reigning Finals MVP. He's an NBA champion, so why not go back there? Kyrie Irving goes to the Utah Jazz to play with Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert. That's going to be a nasty little trio there. DeMarcus Cousins goes to the Hawks. So they got, obviously, I think it was either Romeo Langford or Kevin Porter Jr. as their rookie, and they have Trae Young. And now they have DeMarcus Cousins. That team's going to be pretty good. Jimmy Butler goes to the Storm. He goes to Virginia, so he takes a little trip down 81 or 95 from Philly down to Virginia. Jimmy Butler staying there. That is incredible. Kemba Walker stays to the Hornets. Karl Anthony Towns goes back to the Timberwolves. Klay Thompson goes to Philly. So Klay Thompson said, Jimmy Butler, you want to go to Virginia, right down 95, then I'm going to go over here to Philly and fill in your role. That's a big get for the 76ers. Better outside shooting, pretty comparable defender there. That's kind of a big move. Porzingis stays there. Julius Randle stays. Kevin Love goes back to the Cavs. I mean, they do have Zion Williamson, so I would go back too. Tobias Harris stays. Vukovic goes into the Nets. Middleton to the Pacers, a good get for them. Brogdon to the Grizzlies, that'll be a good get. He could play beside RJ Barrett. DeAndre Jordan also went to the Hawks. They have DeMarcus Cousins. Am I imagining this? DeMarcus Cousins, 4 years, $132 million to the Hawks. And then down here, DeAndre Jordan, 3 years, $74 million, also to the Hawks. I don't really know what they're doing. Spencer Dinwiddie goes to the Kings, Bledsoe goes to the Nets, Paul Millsap goes to the Storm, Willie Cauley-Stein goes back. And I mean, that's most of the big names there. I mean, no one really else had a crazy movement. But some teams got better and some teams made really weird moves, like the Atlanta Hawks. Now for our team to keep doing better, and again, we were the 5th seed in the East last year. We're playing in the West now, so things are a lot more difficult, but it is what it is. We got to see what our team can ultimately do. Steven Adams ends up being 85 overall, doesn't really increase too much. His physicality does, but that's it. Ingram goes up 4 points. That's what we wanted to see. Brandon Ingram now an 85 overall. His inside went up, his 3-point, I mean, all of his main stuff went up, and Even his defense went up, so I'm happy about that. Bogdanovich goes up 1 point to an 80 overall. Let's see if his 3-point shooting is still the same. His mid-ranger got better. I just need his jump shot to be more consistent, and then I'll be happy with him. Bazemore goes up 2 points to 79. Morant obviously is not going to go up as a rookie. Dwight Powell goes up 1. Jonah Bolden went up 7 points. He's at 76 overall. That is, that's incredible. I mean, everything went up for this dude. I'm really excited about that, man. I mean, just across the board. I don't know what didn't go up. Okay, his potential stayed at B, but that's still kind of wild. Charles Bossy again, a rookie. Damian Dotson goes up 1 to 75. Again, EJ Montgomery got me picked up in free agency. Brent Forbes stays at 74. He didn't get enough playing time last year. We'll try to fix that. Yogi Ferrell goes up 1. Frank Mason goes up 1. The team did pretty good there, I can't lie. One of the last things we have to do is go into our training camp to make sure that we get the right players, the right training to make them a little bit better in this second season. So the one thing I want to do is make sure we use untapped potential. A lot of you guys told me use it on Brandon Ingram. I'm pretty sure his stuff isn't super high. What is his potential rating right now? It is A-. We're going to try to get up a little bit higher, get him up to at least an A. So we're setting him to untapped potential. He's now an A for his potential, which is good. We need him to be the leader of this team. Up next, we have perimeter shooting, and Ja Morant is a guy that I want to make sure he's a better outside shooter coming into his first season. So right now, I think he's like a B or B-. He's a B-. This should at least get him up to a B. So his perimeter shooting now is looking a little bit better. His mid-range got up. His 3 got up to an 80. 80 should be fine, I think, overall. So successful training. And the last one I want to use is big man offense. I think we're going to have a lot of potential here with Charles Bassey. And again, sorry for the misspelling of his name, but 2K won't let you have B-A-S-S-E-Y in there for the language filters. So we're going to go ahead and upgrade his big man offense. He's a guy I want to make sure we get a lot of playing time this year to get his untapped potential going up a little bit. He gets pretty good across the board, +2 in pretty much everything, and that'll be solid for him going into his rookie year.